Knockout Legends in the building. Like, comment, and subscribe. So today I want to talk about Anthony Joshua and Sahni. I'm going to play a clip with an interview by Boxing King Media, and then I'm going to unpack what has been said. So with no further ado,
he would sort of like give me short answers, but then go in with longer answers for like Darren Barker, who obviously like he's a Matchroom man. Andy Clark, he works for Sky Sports as well. I thought he'd maybe go in longer with them, but he was actually quite short with all of us. So yeah, I don't know. I never really know what to expect, but I'm always ready to roll with the punches or the cold shoulders. So I'm ready to go.
Well, the first thing was the initial, I don't know if it was I think you went in for the handshake and he gave you a fist bump. How was that?
To be fair, that's not just an Anthony Joshua thing. I am terrible at reading what someone's going to do with their hand, how they're going to approach it. I think in those particular situations, I need to be very assertive. I need to learn from that. I need to grow from it. It's either go in with a fist or go in with a hand. There was a little bit of here and there, and he knew what he wanted from that exchange. He wasn't moving from that fist, so I sort of hand shook and bumped his fist at the same time. It's very rare that you get that. And, you it actually happened twice, happened at the end as well. So it's all good fun, isn't it?
Do you reckon that was psychologically him wanting to punch you?
I don't know. I mean, he's got big old hands. I'll tell you that for free. He's got big old hands. But, it was an amusing interaction, and it's good to see that people are talking about it. It's good to see that people are talking about the event. Like, that's a cool thing. And viral across boxing Twitter tonight is Anthony Joshua's interview from the Grand Arrivals. Now, if you'd have asked us all at the start of the week, what do we want to happen? Do we want a viral Anthony Joshua interview from Grand Arrivals? Everyone would have said yes. So, you're welcome.
Indeed. I think some of the memes, I saw once, I think he said something like, when your missus returns home from work and you've not cleaned up the dishes, something like that.
I mean, it's good, isn't it? Like, I'm sure there's going to be plenty like that. It's all good fun. I don't take life too seriously. I just think there's much more important things out there, like people have families and stuff, and there's the whole world away from boxing. This is fun. This is all like the show. People have got a lot of stuff going on. I'm sure Anthony's got a lot of stuff going on as well. So I'm quite light, and I just roll with the punches with it all. It's all good fun.
It's worth pointing that out, because at the end of the day, this boxing game is all show business. So whatever gets people talking, the amount of people that will now watch the show on the back end of that, you couldn't even put a number on it. We'll watch it, because I don't know if you've seen the clip. It's about a minute and a half long. I'll just get you to watch it and let you talk it through.
Anthony Joshua, great to see you.
Yeah, I've gone in for the handshake. Yeah, he went with the fist bump. Knew what he wanted.
Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Is this place becoming the home of boxing?
I'm not too sure.
Pretty safe question.
Tell me.
It seems like a great place to be. How are you enjoying Riyadh?
Just focus, really. I haven't really seen much of it. I'm just in the gym and back to my hotel.
Big fight, Andy Clark.
And at that point, I bring in Andy Clark. But I have watched this multiple times on the go, so I'm aware of what happens at every second. But I bring in Andy Clark. I mean, with all of the interviews, really, that's kind of it. I kind of lead with kind of like a softball kind of question. Great to be here. Bringing Andy for something harder. So there was nothing sort of off with that. It was just obviously I knew I had to bring him in. I was going to bring him in. I thought he'd give a little bit more to Barker in particular. But he just wasn't having it. But look, it's a nice clip. You're showing it me there. People have been showing it to me. I'm getting tagged in a lot of stuff, and thanks.
Yeah, I think it's on nearly 200k views.
Really?
That's just on Twitter. I don't even know what it's done on Instagram yet. So it's going to hit millions. But
let me add this, right? The guy that he's fighting on Saturday night is Otto Wallin. There are clips going out there of him and his interactions with myself, his interactions with Jarrell Miller, like things like that. That's all very interesting heading into what people are talking about as a potential banana skin at 6 weeks' notice, a southpaw. It seems like there's a lot of distractions out there for him, but it might fuel him. But a lot of people, from what I've seen, are talking about, well, this is the AJ that we like. We love this guy. This is angry AJ. This is all business AJ. This is a guy who could chin anyone at any time. Hopefully, not me.
No, I definitely don't think it'll be. But you know what? Part of it, I think, is quite interesting because, like, we were saying before off camera, like the amount of opinions that he has about him as a character and as a person. Like, obviously, this week we've seen he's gone from Deontay Wilder showing him respect to now saying that he's mentally weak. Obviously, your tweets are old now, but he obviously probably has them back of his mind. So all these sort of things, probably when he's meeting people, is like thinking, right, you cunt. Do you know what I mean? I'm assuming so because I might be the same.
I don't know. I mean, look, I look at Deontay Wilder, and it's been interesting because a lot of people have said a lot of things about him over the years, right? And no more so than probably Eddie Hearn, right? He was a big detractor. I remember him walking the streets of New York asking people, "Do you know who Deontay Wilder is?" and all of that. But then in person, like, they're cool. They had a handshake, nice little picture on the plane. I guess it's just like, if you can deal with those situations. Wilder seems to have this kind of peaceful presidential energy about him at the moment. Hey, look, he might lose. Maybe he's lost his edge. I don't know. But it looks like AJ's got an edge. I don't know if it's going to help him, all of this stuff going on. But it may well do, and we may get the old AJ back. And then, hey, we could get that Wilder fight. Could be quite something.
Hope so. Any final words? I noticed you just went to the toilet straight from the event.
Yeah, I needed to change them, if I'm honest, mate. I needed to change them. I don't think I've brought enough. I was going through the suitcase earlier. I don't think I've accounted for more sort of frosty run-ins like that. So I'll probably have to go shopping, to be honest, tomorrow, mate. So, yeah, good times.
Yep, if anyone wants to donate a pair of kegs, Dev Sahni's got the media workout, press conference and waiting to go, so that's potentially 3 pairs of undies for the next 3 days.
Could well be. Send them over, donate generously. But more importantly than all of that, just make sure you buy the pay-per-view. That's what it's all about. TNT Sports Box Office in the UK and Ireland, DAZN worldwide. Look, you're not going to want to miss this, are you? Come on.
Nope, and as I always said, Dave, you're doing a great job away from the banter because we're having a bit of a laugh here at the same time, but you're doing a great job because that's immense pressure to hold off an event with all them boxing personalities, all them characters, some big personalities there, and the eyes of the world watching you, and you're the guy with the mic. So it's not something a lot of people could do. Even the guys that are probably commenting right now, calling you Dev, Sandwich, Sahni, whatever, all the shit they come out with, most 99.9% of them couldn't do what you're doing.
It's always good to have people talking about you, and if people want to talk about me behind my back as well, which I'm sure is going on, people who talk about you behind your back, they're behind you. So I'm just carrying on doing my thing.
Dev, Sahni, appreciate your time. Thank you, and see you soon.
So from the clip there's a lot to unpack. The first thing is I've watched the Anthony Joshua and Dev Sahni interview with Darren Barker and the other dude from Sky, and basically because he is a Queensberry man and also because of all the stuff that he said, the reason Joshua, it seems to me, is very short and gives him short shrift is because he doesn't respect him and he doesn't like him. He's had enough of people saying things when he's not there and behind his back. Then when they're there in his face, they want to pretend to be nicey and be civil. Now, if you looked at Joshua's body language as well, when he actually got the question off Dev Sahni, he didn't look him in the eye. He didn't pay him any attention. And he threw back a question with a question by answering it, but then giving a question straight after, more of a challenge, because he didn't want to talk to him. You can tell there's hostility because, for one, I don't even think he actually even wants to be on the bill for the simple fact that Eddie Hearn's not in control and not the top man, but also because of Dev Sahni being who he is and because he's a shit stirrer. He doesn't want to deal with that energy, and obviously he still tried to bring in Jarrell Miller and on the wind-up tip say, oh, would you fight Jarrell Miller? Because remember, initially in the Day of Reckoning press conference, the first one, he used Jarrell Miller to start off the bullshit that Joshua went through. That's why Joshua started telling, I'll slap you and your mum needs you need your rent paying, I'm the landlord. But anyway, when he mentioned Dillian and saying he's a drug cheat and he don't fight drug cheats, and then he mentioned Dillian, him and Dillian would be a good fight. That was funny because there is hostility between Dillian White and Jarrell Miller, but also the both have popped dirty for PEDs. And the fact that he's not popped dirty, that's why Joshua's saying it. And the fact that he's saying he's never going to fight him, I don't blame him. He doesn't have any obligation to fight Jarrell Miller. Jarrell Miller's only doing that to drum up interest in himself to get a big money fight. He's blew the bag. He blew his chance. If he had stuck to the game plan and not took anything and fought Joshua, we would have had a good fight. And the build-up what we had would have been even better coming into the fight. Instead, we got the Andy Ruiz fight. Then obviously the rest is history. We all know what happened. But anyway, the fact that he was the way he was with Dev Sahni is to do with Dev Sahni. It's not to do with Darren Barker and the other guy from Sky, because he actually looked at Darren Barker when Darren Barker asked him a question, and then he looked at the Sky dude as well. But then to finish it off, he just said, "Is that it?" Because obviously he's just fulfilling his media obligations and getting to the point, straight to the point. Now back to the Boxing King media interview, where Boxing King media is interviewing him about the situation. He's going into the first, obviously, press conference as the backstory, and then obviously the tweets that Dev Sahni's made, and then obviously Dev Sahni's trying to play it off like it's, he got it wrong with the fist bump and he went to shake his hand. No, he didn't want to shake your hand. He's only being civil to fulfill his media obligations because he's getting paid. He's being a businessman. This is the side of him where he's business. But the cold shoulder and the animosity is basically there. You say the wrong thing, you may actually get draped up. And this thing where everyone keeps mentioning the old Joshua, Joshua's still there. The old Joshua's not gone. Just because he's boxed and done other styles and fought in other ways and been more conservative, that's just a confidence thing, and that's just a boxing evolution thing as well. Because if you get knocked out, you are going to be a little bit tentative and cautious when you're fighting someone again, because your body remembers trauma and your body will remember certain shots that you've had. So the body will actually be more quicker and more prone to shut down once you get hit with a certain particular type of shot. That's why some boxers, once they get knocked down or knocked out, it's easy to knock them out again when they fight, because obviously the body's programmed when a certain amount of trauma's hit it and impacts it, it remembers, it shuts down. When you get knocked out, it's actually a survival mechanism to make your body think to the predator that you're dead, so they leave you alone. Most basically predators, when they attack something, if the opponent's dead in some aspects, they leave it alone unless it's a carnivore and they're going to eat it. But that's different. Most of them eat the prey alive, so it doesn't really matter if it's knocked out or not. And a lot of time the prey's flipping screaming or bleating for its life. So but in the aspects of humans and humans, once you're knocked out, there's that aspect you're dead or you're seriously injured, so the other person either will stop or carry on if they're a psychopath and carry on rendering you more damage to your body and killing you basically. But that just depends on the psychology of that person or that human being, if so, as such. But anyway, what was I saying now about the Dev Sahni scenario? With Dev Sahni making jokes about the interaction, he's trying to play it off and trying to be light-hearted. You can tell he knows he's messed up. He knows he effed up. Even the joke about him changing his boxer shorts in the toilet, you can tell he probably did shit his pants at that point because he knew he messed up. And the thing is sometimes when you say something, but when the actual moment comes and it's there in your face, it's a different matter saying something in one aspect, but when it actually hits you at face value and it's a reality, that actually brings home how true something is. So it's like a home truth. So that saying, people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones, in this aspect, people that are of no consequence or relevance shouldn't open their mouth and make big statements, especially to people that can probably hurt them or just choke them out with one hand. But anyway, there seems to be this theme of going after Joshua because it's popular, because to get under Joshua's skin and rile him and piss him off is the thing that seems to be the done thing. And everyone keeps going on about Wallin. The way everyone's talking, you'd think Otto Wallin is better than Alexander Usyk. He's skilled, he's this, he's that. Remember, Joshua's beat him twice. I'm expecting Joshua to beat him. This version of Joshua should beat him. I wouldn't say easily, but he should beat him because he's progressed from the amateurs, he's progressed from the Olympics, he's progressed. So even with him being knocked out by Andy Ruiz once and being beat by Alexander Usyk twice, remember, he didn't get knocked out, he just got beat on points and got outboxed by Usyk twice. There his only loss. Yeah, some of the other fights he's looked shaky, he's looked ropey, fair enough, but that doesn't take away from the fact of who he is and what he's done and where he's come from. There's still all that experience, there's still all that power, there's still all that strength. It's just a case, has he got the hunger and has he got the determination to do what he says he wants to do, which is to become a world champion again, which from the point and aspect of things, where the way he's doing things, I reckon he has. So anyway, the only thing I can mention in general about the whole Day of Reckoning thing is that everyone's jumping on the bandwagon because that's what seems popular to do and to get under Joshua's skin. Everyone's looking for a payday. So the more they heap the pressure on Joshua, the more chance that if he loses, then they can become a potential opponent next for him to get a payday. That's all it's about. None of these actual statements are actually factual or truth in the sense that a lot of people believe what they believe. I think they're just saying what they need to say to wind him up, to get under his skin, to either get a payday or to get a viral moment. But anyway, what are your thoughts on that? Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Like, comment and subscribe. And that is another one from Knockout Legends. Peace.